Good morning, dear students. Today we are starting another chapter, that is mitochondria. Mitochondria is familiar to you from your lower classes onwards. What is the significance of the mitochondria? Mitochondria is the energy converting organelle present in all eukaryotes. Similar to mitochondria, there is another organelle that is chloroplast. It is present only in plant cells. And whatever food that we are eating, it is oxidized inside our body, and the energy content of that food is released and it is stored in ATP, and that stored energy is then released whenever the body means whenever each cell need energy. That time that energy is released or given by ATP, and that ATP is produced by mitochondria. Simply, the point is mitochondria is the organelle responsible for the production of ATP. ATP is the energy currency for each cell for doing all the activities. Because of that fact, we are calling mitochondria as the powerhouse of cell, because mitochondria is providing the energy for all activities inside the cell. That's why it's called a powerhouse. Next, we are going to see important scientists relating with the mitochondria. First one is Albert von Kolliker. He discovered mitochondria in 1857, and that name mitochondria is given by Benda in 1898. And the important process like electron transfer system and oxidative phosphorylation, and these processes are believed to be occur in mitochondria. And relating to that process, its studies have initiated by Kaelin, Kalker and Beritzer, three scientists. They initiated the study relating with these two important physiological process. That is, that time they expect to occur in mitochondria. Later, Leninger stated that Krebs cycle and oxidative phosphorylation occurs in mitochondria. And in 1961, Peter Mitchell proposed the chemiosmotic mechanism of oxidative phosphorylation. And for that finding, he is awarded Nobel Prize in 1978. These are the important personals relating with the mitochondria and related findings. Next is endosymbiont hypothesis. This is important. What is the hypothesis? Hypothesis means it's a speculation. It's a guesswork. What is the hypothesis? Hypothesis is that mitochondria and chloroplast, they are all some bacterial cells somehow entered in the body of a eukaryotic cell through engulfment. Okay, and that we are going to see now. This is a eukaryotic cell, and somehow accidentally it engulfs a prokaryotic cell, and that prokaryotic cell is having its own genetic material. That's why now also mitochondria and chloroplast have its own genetic material. Okay. After engulfing this prokaryotic cell, this prokaryotic cell lost some of its genomes, and they need to depend this eukaryotic cell for some of its requirements, and at the same time the eukaryotic cell need to depend this prokaryotic cell for the requirement of energy in the form of ATP. So what we understand here, both of these are depending each other. That type of relation is called a symbiotic association. Both the partners are benefited. So that is endosymbiont hypothesis. What is endosymbiont hypothesis? Endosymbiont hypothesis states that energy converting organelles of the eukaryotes like mitochondria and chloroplast evolved from prokaryote by chance of engulfing and subsequent establishment of symbiotic relationship. That is endosymbiont hypothesis. Okay. Next, we are going to see the general organization of the mitochondria. Mitochondria, even if it has, we are familiar with an oval shape for mitochondria, even though there is not that much constraint. It only can appear in the form of oval. It's not like that. It can vary its shape. Its shape is very flexible. It can assume different shape according to the situation, according to the needs. And also inside the cell, this mitochondria seen associated with cytoskeleton. Cytoskeleton means what? We know that similar to our skeletal system, inside the cell also certain skeletal system is there for maintaining the shape of the cell and give support and also internal trafficking. For all these things, yeah, cytoskeleton, internal skeleton exists, and that internal skeleton is called cytoskeleton. And suppose this is a cell, and these are cytoskeleton that is traversing here and there, and to this cytoskeleton mitochondria are seen attached and move within the cell according to the requirement of energy. Suppose this portion need more energy, so at that time the mitochondria move to that portion and will provide the energy requirement for that for that place, for that site. In that way mitochondria is freely moving throughout the cell. And also it is seen to be attached with myofibrils. Myofibrils means that the fibrils seen inside the muscle cell. Myofibrils of cardiac muscles. We know that heart need to beat continuously. Can it stop ever? No, it can't stop. If it heart stop, what will happen? We know very clearly. We know that it will result the death of that person. So it need to work continuously, cardiac muscle. So for that it require a continuous supply of ATP. So many mitochondria are seen associated with the cardiac muscle. What I explained to you till here is that the position of the mitochondria is not constant. Okay. For explaining that, I explain all these things to you. The position of the mitochondria inside the cell is not static. It's not constant. It is moving on depending upon the requirement inside the cell. Okay, and also it can change its shape. 2 points, only 2 points are there. Its position is not constant, it's not static, and also its shape is not a constant shape. It is flexible. It can change its shape. These are the 2 points. Only 2 points I have explained till now. Okay, don't need to think about much other thing that I simply elaborate. Leave all those things. Only 2 points. Point number one. Point number one. What is that? Its position is not static. That's one. Second position. Second point is that its shape is not constant. It is flexible. Okay. Next, we are going to see that this is a mitochondria. It has it is the common supposed shape for the mitochondria, a somewhat oval shape, has an outer membrane, and also it has an inner membrane and an internal matrix. The space inside the mitochondria is called the internal matrix, and the space between outer membrane and inner membrane is called the intermembrane space. And in the mitochondrial inner membrane, important physiological process like oxidative phosphorylation took place. Okay, and that as a result of that oxidative phosphorylation, what is forming? ATP is forming. This is another important point. And some other proteins. Proteins means, I will show here. Porine proteins are present in the outer membrane. What is its function? It is concerned with the transport of materials, transport of substances across the membrane. And because of this porine proteins, the molecules of size 5 up to size 5000 Daltons can pass through the membrane. Okay, and similar to this, another specialty also they exist here with respect to the inner membrane. Inner membrane, um, it contains a special type of phospholipid. What about phospholipid? What is its structure? All those things we have learned in the former chapter yeah, about the plasma membrane. I think everybody remembering that. What is the structure of phospholipid? Cholesterol, sorry, a glycerol is there, and attached to that a phosphate group is there, and to that glycerol two fatty acid chains are attached. But here, cardiolipin is a peculiar type of phospholipid. What is the speciality? Cardiolipin, instead of having only two fatty acid chain, it have four fatty acid chain. Because I will show that usually there is a glycerol for phospholipid and attached to it a phosphate group, and to this glycerol two fatty acids chain is attached. This is the general shape of the phospholipid. Okay, and regarding this cardiolipin, it has two additional fatty acid chain. So it's called a double phospholipid. This double phospholipid is present in the inner membrane of this mitochondria. Okay. And what is the significance of this phospholipid? It makes the membrane especially permeable to ions. It makes the inner membrane permeable to ions. And also it carries, that inner membrane carries number of other transport proteins. What's the function of this transport protein? Transport proteins are present to selectively transport certain molecules across this inner membrane. Okay, and other feature is that the inner membrane is infolded at different points. Finger-like infoldings are present. That infoldings is called cristae, and this infoldings greatly increases the surface area of the inner mitochondrial membrane. And with respect to which cell, means if this mitochondria is present in a cell that requires so much of energy continuously, in that case its inner membrane contain more infoldings than usual. Why? Because as the infoldings are more, then surface area is more, and also it can produce and liberate more ATP. That is the specialty. If the mitochondria is present in cells that require enormous amount of energy in that type of cells. That mitochondria's inner membrane contain more number of infoldings than usual in order to give or to release more amount of ATP. Okay. Then regarding the one more thing regarding the inner membrane. That's that. This inner membrane contains a multi subunit enzyme complex called ATP synthase. This is the main enzyme concerned with the production of ATP. And along with that, some other enzyme also present in the inner membrane. And this enzymes involved in the respiratory chain that is supporting the production of ATP. Regarding all those things, we will learn in the coming slides. Then regarding the mitochondrial matrix, what is the composition? What is the content of this matrix? The matrix composed of the mitochondrial DNA and mitochondrial ribosomes, and also it contain many enzymes. Enzymes that is essential for carrying out citric acid cycle. Citric acid cycle is an biogeochemical cycle and that takes place inside the mitochondria. For running that cycle, so many enzymes are required. That enzymes are present inside this internal matrix. Certain tRNA is also present here. These are all about the composition of the internal matrix. Okay. Next is about mitochondrial oxidation. Oxidation simply means it's a breakdown or a taking up of energy from something. So inside the mitochondria also some oxidation reactions are taking place. What's that? That we are going to see now. And where that oxidation reactions are taking place in the mitochondrial matrix and at the same time in the inner mitochondrial membrane that we are going to see now. This is the mitochondrial outer membrane and the inner membrane, and this is the matrix, and this area is the cytosol. And as a result of some other biogeochemical cycles, its end products are pyruvate and fatty acid, and these two compounds enters inside the mitochondria, mitochondrial matrix, and it again undergoes metabolism. It is broken down to form a 2-carbon compound called acetyl-CoA. Then this acetyl-CoA enters in the other cycle that is taking place inside the mitochondrial matrix. That cycle is citric acid cycle. And by the completion of that citric acid cycle, what are the end products formed? There are 2 molecules of carbon dioxide, 3 molecules of NADH, 1 molecule of GTP, and 3 molecules of H plus ions. And all these NADH, 3 NADH and GTP carry enormous amount of energy stored in them. And from them, that energy flow through the mitochondrial inner membrane in the form of a electron transport chain. Okay, and by that way of transport of electrons through the inner mitochondrial membrane, that energy is gained by ATP, and ATP store that energy, and then whenever the cell is in need of energy, then the stored energy in the form of ATP is released for the utilization of cell requirement. Okay, once more I will explain. Mitochondrial oxidation means breaking down of complex food substance and the taking up of energy, and how that it happens. And as a result of the breaking down of our taken up food, What are the compounds formed? Pyruvate and the fatty acid. It enters into the mitochondrial matrix. And it again metabolize and form acetyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA in the citric acid cycle. And as a result of citric acid cycle, 2 carbon dioxide, 3 NADH, 1 GTP and 3 H plus are formed there. And from the NADH and GTP, all these store energy in the form of electrons. That electrons flow through a series of transporters that are arranged in the inner mitochondrial membrane. And finally, it results in the formation of ATP. ATP is the energy currency. It stores energy. And then whenever the cell is in need of energy, then the mitochondria release ATP for that purpose. Purpose means cells different activities. Okay.